At last, beautiful people, we are finally here. We are exactly one day out from the biggest fight of my lifetime at least. Saul Canelo Alvarez, the pride of Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico, the undisputed super middleweight champion of the world and the face of boxing, the king of this boxing thing, going up against the pride of Omaha, Nebraska, the boxing wizard, one of the most dynamic fighters my eyes ever saw, Terence Crawford. Now, after making nearly 70 videos breaking down every single detail when it comes to both men's game, sparring partners, strengths, weaknesses, and simply analyzing their entire careers, I came to this conclusion, beautiful people, that Terence Crawford and Saul Canelo Alvarez are the two greatest fighters my eyes ever saw. Canelo Alvarez is simply the greatest pressure fighter slash counter-attacker in history. Just purely my opinion. I've said this before, I am not a boxing historian, so I can only tell you based on what I'm seeing. And Crawford is simply the greatest switch hitter slash dynamic fighter my eyes ever saw. Now, what does that tell you? That tells you that there's a reason why His Excellency Turki al-Sheikh, the pride of all the Muslims and Middle Easterns around the world, there's a reason why the man paid nearly $250 million for this event. Because the man sees what you and me, beautiful fans, see. And he simply sees the two greatest fighters of our lifetime, and most importantly, two of the greatest fighters to ever do it. Now, if you actually think about it, based on all the videos that I have made, based on all the tape that I have watched, I have never watched as much tape as I have over the last 4 to 5 weeks. And in all honesty, when you look at both men's games, especially when it comes to Canelo Alvarez, I mean, let's think about it, beautiful people. Canelo Alvarez has been fighting at the elite level for 14 years. How crazy is that? And back in 2015, 10 years ago, Crawford was the fighter of the year and was, without a doubt, a pound for pound elite. 10 years later, him and Canelo 14 years later, I believe he fought Shane Mosley 14 years ago. That is absolutely crazy. You can't mention a fighter who comes to your mind who fought at the elite of the elite level for 14 years straight. I mean, let's think about it, beautiful people. Canelo even went, I mean, the fight is at 168, but Canelo even went to 175. And the man was even thinking about going to cruiserweight. What does that tell you and show you? That shows you the mindset of Canelo Alvarez. Now, the man he is truly, and I mean truly remarkable. From all the tape that I have watched of Canelo, you know, every time I watched one of his old fights, my appreciation grew exponentially for the man. Because, you know, if you look at Canelo from the outside looking in, if you're just a casual fan, and if you just watch a couple of his fights, you might just think that the man is a hard-hitting pressure fighter. But that couldn't be any more further than the truth, beautiful people. Canelo can do it all. You will never see someone with his offense with the same level as his defense. Maybe James Toney, with the way, when you talk about Canelo's upper body movement and defense. I mean, listen, a lot of people told me in the build-up to this fight, many of you beautiful people, that Crawford is much more elusive and is much more defensively sound. But I honestly disagree, beautiful people, because from all the tape that I have watched, listen, yes, Canelo does have one of the greatest chins of all time. I mean, him and Gennady Golovkin and Marvin Hagler, those three men, they probably have the three greatest chins in boxing history. But the reason why Canelo, I believe, got one of the greatest chins in history is not just because of his genetics. I mean, the man, of course, his genetics are absolutely insane. insane. When you talk about when you talk about him being able to absorb a power shot. But more than that, his calmness and composure inside the fire is what makes him truly great, is what truly makes him one of the greatest fighters of all time. And when you are calm in the middle of the storm, you can see the punches coming more clearly. And that is why Canelo rolls with most of the punches coming his way. And not just that, his upper body movement is absolutely absurd. And the man, not only does he roll with headshots, but he even rolls with body shots. And that is absolutely insane. The only person who I ever saw roll with body shots, aside from Canelo, was James Toney. And not just that, you know, yes, I can go on and on and on about Canelo inside the ring. But you know what's the most impressive thing about Canelo Alvarez? Is how he carries himself and him as a human outside of the ring. And that is way more important than what you do inside the ring. Because if you actually think about it, who's the greatest fighter of all time? Muhammad Ali. Now, yes, Muhammad Ali was unbelievable inside the ring. But who he was outside of the ring made him the man that he is and was. May God rest his soul. Same thing goes for Canelo. I consider Canelo one of the GOATs. It's not just because of his unbelievable offense, unbelievable defense, head movement, knockout power, body shots. I mean, yes, of course, but I've said this once, twice, probably countless times, but I love to say this, beautiful people. And I will keep on saying this to whoever I talk to. And, you know, actually, every person I talk to when it comes to my friends, when I mention Canelo Alvarez to them, I always mention this. I go like, Canelo Alvarez donated to the people of Gaza. Him and Mario Barrios are the only two champions in our time who spoke about what's going on with the people of Gaza. And history will remember this, beautiful people. History will never forget Canelo Alvarez for what he did. Now the reports say, and Canelo said, that he was going to donate $30 million to the people of Gaza. And I believe the man. But some of you beautiful people told me that is probably just PR. There's no way that he donated $30 million to the people of Gaza. But I don't care. I don't care how much the man donated. I mean, listen, when you're like Canelo Alvarez and when you buy like $3 million watches on a regular basis, why would you doubt the man when he said that he donated $30 million to the people of Gaza? I mean, if the man pays regularly $2 million for a watch, what makes you doubt the man when it comes to saving human lives? And when you talk about someone like Canelo, who is a family man, who is a man who carries himself with integrity, I honestly cannot doubt the man based on anything that he says, especially when it comes to what he does outside of the ring. Because all you gotta do is look at Canelo, the human, the spirit, the soul, the individual. And the man is absolutely remarkable. And that is why I will forever and ever root for Canelo Alvarez. I mean, listen, I love Terence Crawford. In fact, that Spence fight was probably my favorite fight ever. I probably have never watched a fight more than the Spence fight because it was a masterpiece. But when you talk about the human, I mean, listen, Bud even, he is truly a remarkable man and a human. He's a family man, he is a humble champion, and he is simply a badass inside and outside the ring. And if you want to know the character of Bud Crawford, just look at the way that he talks about Canelo Alvarez. You know, it takes a special person to recognize another special person. And Bud Crawford, you will never hear him belittle or downgrade or slander the name or the character, most importantly, of Saul Canelo Alvarez. And that is why you gotta love both men. And we are one day out, one day away from watching this fight. I mean, I have talked about this fight for hours and hours and hours. And I would like to take this chance to thank you, beautiful people, for tuning in to my breakdown of this fight when it comes to everything, basically. And you are more than welcome to join me on my live stream for this unbelievable showdown tomorrow night. Well, tomorrow morning in my time. What more can we say, beautiful people? I mean, this will probably be the last time I talk about this fight before it takes place. I mean, I will probably drop one last video titled Canelo versus Crawford Final Thoughts, or Canelo versus Crawford Final Message to both men. Because, you know, yes, we all want to see a great fight, we all want to see an exciting fight, but most importantly, at least for me, I just want to see both men get inside the ring healthy and leave the ring healthy to their beautiful kids and family members. And this is what it's all about, beautiful people. It doesn't get bigger. It doesn't get any bigger than this. It doesn't get any greater than this. The pressure, the moment, the occasion, the stakes, nothing will ever top this. Every single belt in boxing on the line. Allegiant Stadium, the fight taking place in a football stadium, nearly 70,000 screaming fans. Two of the most skilled and violent and savvy and artistic fighters my eyes ever saw. And I can simply go on and on and on for days, beautiful people. But what's most important is this. I mean, this is just, at least for me on my side, I would urge you, beautiful boxing fans, to truly appreciate both men while they are still here, because tomorrow is not promised. I mean, both of them, they are going to retire pretty soon. I mean, no matter how many fights Canelo got left, win, lose or draw, but the man is in the final stages of his career, and same goes for Bud. Bud might actually retire tomorrow. Tomorrow might be the last night we see both men, but most importantly, tomorrow is not promised, beautiful people. Not for me, not for you, not for anyone. And instead of just choosing one side and, you know, slandering the other side to big up the other man, I mean, I would strongly encourage you to just simply appreciate both men while they are still here. You know, who do we have other than Canelo when he retires or when he leaves? You know, as the next Mexican star and the face of boxing and Mexican boxing. The person that they are retiring now is the up-and-coming Marco Verde, who will be fighting on this card. Now, I love Marco Verde. The man, without a doubt, he got all the potential in the world, but will he ever reach 10% of the imprint that Canelo left the sport? This is not against Marco Verde, and I hope to God that the man goes on and becomes the greatest ever. But this is just, you know, purely my opinion. I don't think anyone will ever leave a print on the sport and on the Mexican people and on people in general than Canelo Alvarez. Because when you look at Canelo Alvarez, as the full package, you can't just judge the man based on his skills. You gotta judge the man based on his resume, skills, what he did inside the ring, his accomplishments outside the ring. It is much, much more than fighting for a few minutes a year, for a few years and just retiring. What Canelo did and is still doing, the reason why I believe it will never be topped is because you gotta look at the full package, beautiful people. You gotta look at everything he did inside and outside the ring. And I've been to Mexico. Shout out to Mexico. Probably the greatest country I've ever visited. The people, there's just something special about them. And they all love Canelo Alvarez. And I'm not gonna lie. I mean, most of the people who I asked, I kept telling them, who do you like more? And who do the Mexican people like more, Chavez or Canelo? Most of them said Chavez, but none of them said a single bad word about Canelo. And what does that tell you, beautiful people? That tells you that Canelo isn't a world champion. Of course he's a world champion. But many people are world champions, countless actually, but Canelo, most importantly, is the people's champion. And that is how you become truly one of the greats. And when it comes to Bud Crawford, the man is simply amazing. He's just amazing. His charisma inside the ring, the way that he switch hits, the way that he's so creative, the way that he's so confident. I mean, there's something about the confidence of Bud Crawford, beautiful people. The man is so confident, so confident. I mean, you can feel it oozing out of the man. His presence, the way that he walks, the way that he talks, the way that he looks, the way that he fights, the way that he celebrates after his wins. The man got what people call these days aura. I mean, him and Canelo got aura in buckets. Aura for days. And I have so much admiration and appreciation for Canelo and Bud that I don't really care who wins this fight. I swear to God, I don't care who wins this fight. Why? I'll tell you why. It's because whoever wins this fight, I'm going to give them all the credit in the world. And whoever loses this fight, I'm going to give them all the respect in the world. Regardless if Canelo wins, Bud wins, Canelo loses, Bud loses. I mean, mark my words, you will see. You will see while I'm watching this fight live, and you will see the second this fight ends, the videos that I will post about both men. My appreciation for both men. What can I say? I can go on and on and on for days, telling you how amazing Bud is and telling you how incredible Canelo is. But Bud Crawford, because, because he is the underdog and the man coming up in weight, I would just like to give him, I would just like to take this chance in this moment to thank him. To thank him for challenging himself and to putting it all on the line. It is not easy, beautiful people, to do what Bud is doing. And we definitely know that it's not easy what Canelo is doing. So shout out to both men. Much love, much respect, all the admiration in the world goes to both men, Canelo and Bud. This fight week has been incredible. This entire build-up has been incredible. And massive thank you to His Excellency, Turki al-Sheikh, God willing. I met the man in New York. How funny. Both of us are Middle Easterns. I never met him in the Middle East. I met him when I went to New York for the first time, when I went to the States. But God willing, I will be seeing the man in November. And I would like to thank the man also, His Excellency, for giving us this unbelievable fight. I mean, the moment this fight got announced, I was like, did I really want this fight? Not really. But as this fight started to edge closer, my imagination started to wander. My appreciation for both men started to grow. My love for the sport started to grow. I can go on and on and on for days. Massive thank you to Saul Canelo Alvarez, and massive thank you to Bud Crawford, and massive thank you to every single one of you beautiful fans who tuned in to my videos in the build up to this fight, and who will tune into my live stream, and who will tune in most importantly to watch this fight. Without us, without every single one of us, you and me, beautiful boxing fans, this wouldn't have been possible. Without our support for both men, without our admiration for both men, without our love for this great, violent, and noble game, none of this would have been possible. So, thank you. Definitely, you deserve to be thanked the most, because if it wasn't for you, none of this would have happened. I am so eager for this fight. I'm actually anxious. Butterflies in my stomach. The fight is tomorrow. We are finally here. God bless you, everyone. It's been an incredible journey, the lead up to this fight. Bring on tomorrow night, or tomorrow morning for me.